Everyone told me I needed TikTok. Everyone said I needed to post daily. Everyone insisted I couldn't make money on Etsy without social media or paid ads. So I ignored them all. I made over $29,000 selling digital products on Etsy, working about 10 hours a week as a homeschooling stay-at-home mom, and I've never relied on paid ads or posted consistently on social media. If you're exhausted from the hustle and want a lazier, smarter approach to making sales on Etsy, then keep watching. I'm gonna share exactly what I did differently, but first, let me save you from the 3 mistakes that almost kept me stuck at 0 sales. Mistake number 1 was believing that I needed to be on social media. One of the most common pieces of advice I hear from Etsy experts is that you must be on social media if you want to make sales. They say you need TikTok, you need Instagram Reels, you need Pinterest, and you need to post every single day or no one will know your shop exists. So I tested that theory. When I first started, I thought, okay, everyone keeps saying this, so it must be true. So I set up a Shopify store with the exact same digital products I had in my Etsy shop, and I posted on TikTok every single day for months. Every single day, I was creating content, following trends, doing all the things the guru said to do. And you know what happened? My Shopify store, the one I was promoting on TikTok every single day, barely made anything. Meanwhile, my Etsy shop that I had completely neglected was outperforming everything I was doing on social media. Because let's be real here, 100 TikToks that get views but 0 sales is still 100 TikToks that made you $0. Views and followers do not pay the bills. Sales do. I was on this hamster wheel of posting, filming, editing, engaging, posting again, and I was completely burnt out. I'm a homeschool mom. I don't have time to dance on camera or chase whatever trend is happening that day. And honestly, I was making content I wasn't even proud of because I was just posting something, literally anything, to stay consistent. And when it comes down to it, all of that time I spent posting on social media, I could have been using that time to make products for my Etsy shop. So I stopped and I completely changed my approach. Instead of trying to drive traffic from social media to my digital products, I decided to focus on making Etsy listings so good that Etsy would promote them for me. And that's when everything shifted. More sales, way less burnout, and a business model that fits into my life as a homeschooling stay-at-home mom who works while her kids are asleep. So here's the truth that you may not hear too often. You do not need social media to make sales on Etsy. You need products people are actually searching for and listings optimized so well that Etsy's algorithm does the heavy lifting for you. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. But first, let me tell you about mistake number 2, thinking that I needed to create constantly. I believed I had to create new products every single day or at minimum every single week or my shop would basically die. And I still hear this advice all the time. Post new listings every day to stay relevant in the algorithm. Etsy rewards shops who upload frequently. If you're not creating every single day, you are falling behind. And that is seriously the advice that almost stopped my shop before it even had a chance. And here's the part that they are not telling you about that strategy. When you're rushing to create a new product every single day, do you know what happens? You start creating mediocre products. You create products you're not proud of. You create products that don't actually solve a real problem for real customers. You create products that sit there and collect dust while better listings get all the sales. I was so focused on hitting some arbitrary number like I need 20 listings by the end of the month that I wasn't even thinking about whether those listings were good. I wasn't asking myself, is this better or different than what's already on Etsy? I was just creating to create. And let's be real, I'm a homeschooling stay-at-home mom. At the time, I had a 3-year-old and a 7-month-old. I could only work about 10 hours a week in the mornings while they were asleep. There was absolutely no way I could sustainably post a new product every single day without either completely burning out or never seeing my kids. So I had a choice to make. I could either keep doing what everyone else was saying and completely burn out, or I could find a smarter way. And I obviously chose to find a smarter way. Instead of constantly creating, I created strategically. I only made products when I had something valuable to offer, something that was either better than what already existed on Etsy or something different enough to stand out. I focused on what I call my product cluster strategy, going deep with one specific customer instead of going wide trying to serve everyone. So instead of making 100 random products hoping something would stick, I made products specifically for homeschooling moms with ADHD, just like me. So my cleaning checklist, my planning templates, they all spoke directly to that one person. And when I did create, I didn't batch everything because let's be honest, that sounds boring and does not work for my ADHD brain. Instead, I focused on completing one step of the process at a time. I'd spend one focused working session doing product research. Once that was done, I would start creating the product. Then I'd create my listing photos and video. And then I would finally get it listed on Etsy. Sometimes this process took me 3 days. Sometimes this process took 2 weeks, depending on how chaotic life was with 2 little kids. And that was okay. This approach meant I wasn't constantly in creation mode. I could take breaks. I could show up for my kids. I could focus on optimizing what was already working instead of constantly creating something new. And here's what happened. My products started selling. Not because I had the most listings, but because the listings I had were actually good. They were strategic. They were thoughtful. They solved real problems for people who were actively searching for a solution. So you don't need 100 listings to make sales on Etsy. You need listings so good that Etsy's algorithm wants to show them to people. Quality beats quantity every single time. But here's where most people really mess up. And this one cost me the most money. Mistake number 3, thinking I needed paid ads to make real money. Now, this mistake almost made me quit Etsy altogether. So many gurus say this. Once you're ready to make more money, you need Etsy ads. Organic reach is dead. If you're not running ads, you're leaving money on the table. So I turned on my Etsy ads and I watched my ad spend go up and up and up. But here's what nobody tells you about Etsy ads, especially when you are selling low-priced digital products. That math does not always math. So let's say you're selling a $5 planner template. Etsy takes their fees, so you're already down to about $4. Then you add in the cost of Etsy ads. If you're spending just 50 cents per click and it takes you about 10 clicks to make a sale, you just spent $5 to make a $4 sale. You're literally paying Etsy to sell your own product. But here's the trap. Your ads are getting views. Your stats look active. You see impressions going up and you think, okay, it's working. I just need to give it some more time. So you leave your Etsy ads on. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. And you're bleeding money this entire time because those views are not turning into sales. And then when they do turn into sales, you're left with pennies if you even make any money at all because you've paid for all of these Etsy ads. I've watched so many new sellers celebrate their views from Etsy ads like it really means something. If you are not making money with those ads, then those views are pointless. So that's what made me turn off my Etsy ads completely. And instead, I focused on optimizing my listings so good that Etsy showed them to people organically for free. I focused on understanding what my specific customer was searching for. And I use those exact keywords in my titles, my tags, and my descriptions. I made my listing photos so clear and compelling that people couldn't help but to click. And here's what happened. When I turned off those Etsy ads, my sales didn't go down, they went up. And because I wasn't spending money on ads, I actually got money deposited into my bank account. I was letting Etsy's algorithm do exactly what it was designed to do. Put my products in front of the right people who were ready to buy. The lazy approach isn't running ads and hoping for the best. The lazy approach is making Etsy listings so good that Etsy promotes them for you forever. You don't need Etsy ads to make money on Etsy. You need listings that are so good, Etsy can't stop putting them in front of the right people. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do. Because if I'm not posting on social media, I'm not running Etsy ads, and I'm not creating products every single day, then what the heck am I doing? So here's the strategy that's made me over $29,000 working about 10 hours a week while my kids were sleeping. Basically, I make products so good that the Etsy algorithm wants to show them to people. That's literally it. That is my strategy. But let me break down what that actually means, because make good products sounds oversimplified, and honestly, it kind of is. But there is a method to it. So step one, forget trends, focus on evergreen products. So I am not chasing what's popular this month or what's trending on TikTok. I'm solving problems that my specific customer has all the time. Homeschooling moms with ADHD don't just need cleaning checklists in January, they need them year round. That is an evergreen product. So when you focus on evergreen needs and creating evergreen products, your products will keep selling month after month without you constantly creating new products or chasing trends. Now, step number two is to get specific with your customer avatar. And this is where most people mess up. They try to serve everyone and they end up serving no one. I don't make products for all moms. I make products specifically for homeschooling moms with ADHD. So women just like me. I know their struggles because I live them. I know what they're searching for on Etsy because I've searched those same things. When you get specific like this, two things happen. First, your products solve real problems instead of just being generic fluff. Second, you can speak directly to that person in your title, your tags, your descriptions, and your listing photos. And that means Etsy will know exactly who to show your products to. Step three, use my product cluster strategy to go deep and not wide. Instead of making 100 random products and hoping something sticks, I focus on creating clusters of products that serve one specific customer. So if my customer is a homeschooling mom with ADHD, I'm not just making one cleaning checklist and then jumping over to bachelorette games and then also making something like clip art. I am making multiple products that serve her. So cleaning checklists, meal planning templates, homeschool schedules, daily routine trackers. They're all solving different problems for that same person. Now, this does two powerful things. First, when she comes to my shop and buys that one product and ends up loving it, she comes back to my shop to buy more products. And then second, Etsy gathers that data to see that she's buying all these products, so they show more of my products to people like her. So I'm not spreading myself thin, creating 50 different types of products for 50 different types of people. I am dominating one market and going deep. And then step four, I optimize my listings so well that Etsy can't help but promote them. And this is where the lazy part really kicks in, because once you do this upfront work, Etsy does the marketing for you. So you have to be using the exact keywords your customer is typing into the search bar. Your titles need to be clear, specific, and search friendly. Your listing photos need to immediately tell someone what they are going to get with your product. When your listings are optimized, Etsy's algorithm becomes your marketing team. It shows your products to people who are actively searching for exactly what you're selling. You don't have to convince anyone. You don't have to build awareness. The buyer is already looking. You just have to make sure Etsy knows to show them your product. And the best part is, once your listing is optimized and selling, it is going to keep selling month after month, while you sleep, while you're homeschooling your kids, while you're living your life. That's the lazy approach. Do the strategic work first, and then let Etsy's algorithm send you traffic. And this is exactly how I've made over $29,000 without burning out, without posting on social media, and without paying for ads. If you want my step-by-step process, I have all the details for you in the description. Now, I know some of you are thinking, what do I actually need to get started? So let me break that down for you. And spoiler alert, you don't need fancy tools to start. In fact, overcomplicating this process is one of the fastest ways to never start your Etsy shop. When I first started, I didn't have some massive tech stack or expensive software subscriptions. What I had was Canva and a whole lot of determination. So let's break down what actually matters. First is product research. Before you create anything, you need to know what people are actually searching for on Etsy. I use a combination of the Etsy search bar, like literally just typing in a search term and seeing what auto-populates. And then I look at which products have the bestseller or the popular noun badge. This combination tells me what people are buying right now. I've also been using a tool called Everbee, which makes this process even easier, but you do not need this when you're just starting out. Just search like your customer would and pay attention to what pops up that has the bestseller or the popular noun badge. Now, second is product creation. You can create professional looking digital products in Canva. And honestly, all of my products to this day are still made in Canva. It's simple, it's beginner friendly, and the free version is more than enough to get started. You don't need Adobe Creative Suite. You don't need to be a graphic designer. You just need to solve a problem and make it look clean. Third is professional listing photos. This is where a lot of beginners drop the ball. Your product could be amazing, but if your listing photos look amateur or confusing, people will not click. You don't need to be a photographer. You just need to have listing photos that clearly show the customer what they are getting and why they need to buy yours. Professional presentation matters, especially when you are selling digital products. This is the difference between someone scrolling past your listing and you making a sale. Really good listing photos can make a $5 product look like a $50 product. And then fourth, you need clear, optimized listings. This one isn't about fancy tools. This is about strategy. Your titles need to include the exact keywords your customers are searching for. Your descriptions need to answer questions they may have or handle any objections they have about buying your product. And your tags need to be specific, not generic. You don't need software to do this. You need to think like your customer and write directly to them while also optimizing for Etsy's algorithm. Now, here's what I want you to hear. I didn't figure all this out before I opened my shop. I figured it out by opening my shop. I made mistakes. I tested things. I optimized as I went. And that's exactly how you're gonna learn too. The difference between successful people on Etsy and people who end up quitting, it's that they actually started. So yes, your tools matter, but only after you've proven your concept works. Start simple, validate your products, and invest in better tools as you grow. So let's recap what we just covered because this is super important. You don't need social media. You don't need to create products every single day. And you don't need to waste money on paid ads so you can get views that don't turn into sales. What you need is strategy. Make products people are actually searching for. Get laser focused on solving problems for one specific customer. Optimize your listings so well that Etsy's algorithm promotes them for you. That's how I made over $29,000 selling digital products on Etsy as a homeschooling stay-at-home mom. No social media, no ads, no burnout. And if you want my help implementing these strategies, I've got you covered. The Sales Sprint was designed specifically for people like me who want to make money from home without sacrificing time with their family. So if you want the step-by-step process of how to do everything I just shared in this video, the link is in the description below. And if you're not ready to join the Sales Sprint yet, that is totally okay. Just make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can keep watching my videos and know exactly how I am making money on Etsy as a homeschooling stay-at-home mom working just part-time hours. But before you go, I need to warn you about something. There's Etsy advice out there that is so common, so widely accepted that almost everyone follows it without asking questions. And it could get your shop shut down. I made an entire video breaking down exactly what this advice is, why it's so dangerous, and what you should do instead. So you need to watch it if you're serious about actually making money on Etsy. So click it, watch it, thank me later, and I'll see you there.